Alright, you delightful human beings, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christina, aka That Writer. Today, we're gathered here for a quick little video to chit-chat about all things MyRise for WWE 2K25. It's kind of a time-honored tradition on the channel that we cover the MyRise first out of all the game modes, just because I always get a kick out of them. I always love the different career modes, even as ridiculous as the stories can get sometimes, as we've seen in the past, i.e. Red and Trey. Speaking of Red and Trey, so this week, on Monday, we got 19-minute long video just kind of covering roughly the first hour or so with the developers and stuff. We obviously didn't see everything because it's only 19 minutes, but we kind of got like some little bits and pieces of the story mode. And we got some more information with the ringside report that is on 2K's website. So I figured let's do a quick little chit-chatty video and chit-chat a little bit about MyRise. So let's jump right into it, people. So grab your snacks, grab your choice of beverage, get comfy and cozy. Now let's get to it, people. Alrighty, so as we usually do this, all the links are down in the description down below so that way y'all can read and take a look at everything. We're not going to go through this entire 19-minute video together. We got to be at NXT tonight. Anywho, we've got the fourth ringside report, MyRise, an updated special guest referee. We're mostly here for the MyRise. That's our meat and potatoes around here. And it might be even more so based on what we learned. The first 19 minutes is definitely worth checking out just to kind of see everything. So this year's story, again, they've kind of merged everything together between male and female MyRises. Again, we're hoping for no more Red and Trey situations, which seems to be hopefully the case, right? This sounds like it's more of a kind of pick and choose your own adventure with some branching characters, branching stories, and that's exactly what we're here for. We're here for the options, right? Right. This year's MyRise is called MyRise Mutiny. So it's about a hostile takeover of NXT by a group of superstars looking to make shockwaves all across WWE. And so this also infiltrates to Raw and SmackDown, leading to a power struggle with the future of the industry at stake. Where the story goes from there depends on your custom superstars' decisions. So custom superstars again, so we've got the men's and women's division. So, you know, you can kind of pick and choose which one you want to cover first, which is kind of cool. They got some screenshots here. I really like this one. I don't know. I just like the bright colors. So MyRise now has 3 combined save slots for both men's and women's division characters. Once you complete a full playthrough, you have the option to replay MyRise on the same save slot to experience the story again with your custom superstars and your overalls carrying over, or starting again on a new save slot. So that's kind of cool. So it sounds like you can kind of go through each of the stories but keep all your stats together and maybe just make some different choices along the way, if I'm following this correctly. So importing and exporting characters is still available for both men's and women's division characters to and from the main game. This is separate from the My Superstar exclusive to the island. Okay, so on top of creating superstars for your MyRise story, and you can do that outside the mode and import them in, you know, like we had last year, we have a My Superstar that we are now responsible for. That will be exclusive to the island. And so it goes on to say, this year we are also excited to give players the option to create casual attire. Was I not bringing that up at some point last year? Because I always make fun out of the goofy outfits that they always make our characters wear. It's like, what is this? I think that's kind of cool. So over here is really cool too, because we've got DDP over here. So I'm guessing that this is just part of the story overall, which is nice. This part caught my attention right here. Personality types and storylines, because again, we're here for the stories, we're here for the characters, we're here for the shenanigans. After choosing whether you want to begin MyRise as part of the men's or women's division, you will have the option to choose from one of 3 personalities. Bold and brash, like Squidward. Comedic and fun. Scheming and calculated. The personality type you choose not only colors the way your characters act and respond to the world around them, but it affects what stories you have available to you. So that all makes sense. They list a couple of examples here, and they also provide some screenshots. So we've got the spooky supernatural screenshot. That was one thing I really did like in last year's MyRise, was like how you could kind of go through like different personas and stuff. But I wish like they would have just stuck to like one of them or had it splintered out a little bit. And I think that's the feedback that they kind of got from us, right? Because we like all these different characters. We like the weird and wacky stuff in our wrestling games sometimes, but we don't want it all in like one big story necessarily. Like, let me have one save file for the spooky stuff. Let me have another one for this character. Or you could switch things up here and there. Your decisions will take you down distinct branches or pathways of characters, arenas, entrances, and more that you can unlock, so it's worth playing multiple times to get the most out of MyRise Mutiny. And that's where we come in, right? Like, do we want to go through all 3 options? Do we kind of want to, like, play around in MyRise quite a bit more this year, because we usually just do the men's and women's MyRises. So I'm like, if they're giving us 3 distinguishable paths here, might be interesting. It might be worth looking into. This also caught my attention too. So ally storylines and live events. As you progress through MyRise, you will come across brand new ally storylines where you will play as a WWE superstar for part of the story rather than your custom superstar. Step into the ring as top names such as Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch to help take on NXT Mutiny. Do we not get our own NXT angle? Come on, give me a fight in the NXT parking lot. But I really do like the screenshot of Drew right here, and I like how they have the updated logos, seemingly enough, for Monday Night Raw, which is nice, and the arenas in general seem to be pretty up to date, which is great. And then there are also exclusive ally storylines involving Cody and Rhea, accessible only in subsequent playthroughs. And I really like this one too, where Rhea's got all the gold. There's like a trash can right there. Oh my lord. And while we won't spoil too much, there are also multiple endings to MyRise to experience, so be sure to give it a go a few times to get the most out of the mode. And that's where we come in, right? Like, is that something that we want to explore? We could always start on one pathway and then we could pivot and do something else. We can always do multiple modes at the same time, right? Like, you know, we've been juggling, of course, universe mode, my GM, you know, all this other stuff. So, you know, we could do that. That could be the case this year. Finally, we are also introducing the live event feature to MyRise, which are optional matches to allow you to build up your characters with progress that'll be tracked across multiple playthroughs. Live event matches are also great ways to earn additional unlockable superstars, my faction cards, original MyRise characters that have been in high demand. Remember like the little side quests that we had with like mini storylines that were just kind of more comedic in nature, right? Like the Becky Lynch oatmeal story from a couple years ago. They brought it back up in like that 19-minute video. But this does remind me of the little side quest missions and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if that's kind of how they're, you know, revamping that a little bit. Where you would get like your main arc with like the green circle thing, then you get the blue storyline where it's like you get like 2 or 3 matches out of that. And then like you got the orange ones and you got like unlockables through the blue and orange side quests pretty much. That's kind of what this is reminding me of pretty much. So it's just like kind of a rebrand almost, but I like the concept of it. And so we have Mutiny Demon Finn Balor right here. We're not going to obviously play the video because copyright. And then Cole Quinn. And it looks like Cole Quinn got a little makeover there, at least in terms of the gear. And then of course they go on to talk about the updates to the special guest referee match. So it basically seems like they've just kind of expanded out special guest referee to other match types, because for 2K24 it was only, well, 101 matches. So I'm all for it. We're going to quickly skim through this because there's a lot. This is the list. This is the list right there. So I think that's cool. So it looks like they'll be covering My GM Universe, My Faction, and more. Oh dear God, My Faction's gonna be back. Oh no, we're gonna have My Faction and the Island all at once, and stuff's gonna be behind. Oh no. Oh no. Either way around, let me know. Listen, I'm just worried about things getting put behind paywalls left and right. That's all I'm worried about. That my microtransaction like radar is going off. Just thinking about My Faction and now the Island. Okay, like we're gonna keep our eyeballs peeled on those. But I'm especially looking forward to Universe mode. Simply because they're adding in promos back into the game this year, so I want to see if they add anything else to it. But I mean, having the promos back will be just huge quality of life booster because we need breaks in between matches. So either way around, let me know what y'all thought about the MyRise updates, and if you want us to kind of go through everything. Again, the early access people, so the people that got the Dead Man edition or the Bloodline edition, they'll be able to play the game starting on March 7th, and then everybody else that gets the standard edition is on March 14th. We'll be starting on March 7th because that's just how we operate around here. But I'm looking forward to MyRise. Again, it's like one of my favorite modes in the game because I just like to see what shenanigans that they come up with every single year. And Christina Bennett will be returning. She's been in high demand. And maybe we bring back our characters from last year all together too. Maybe we bring Max back because he got some good reviews too. So I think we're going to bring both those characters back, or we might do at least a different dude. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But either way around, let me know what y'all thought about the new info about MyRise. I'm personally looking forward to it again, just because, again, it's one of my favorite modes of the game. But again, let me know what y'all think about 2K25 so far. If you've pre-ordered it or plan to buy it, which version are you planning on getting or have already pre-ordered? And what mode are you looking forward to the most? And what mode do you want me to cover as well? Obviously, we'll be doing the MyRise because it's kind of a time-honored tradition that we cover that one first because we just have a blast over here with the mode. But let me know if you want me to cover Universe Mode, My GM, anything like that here on the channel. We might even have a poll up sooner rather than later, just to kind of gauge everyone's interest. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff here on the channel, and I will see you all in the next one.